Time for the Power to Connect with Angela Ray.
Currently, I am in Atlanta, Georgia at a city park that's called the Outdoor Activity Center and is managed by a wonderful organization, West Atlanta Watershed Alliance. This is close to 26 acres. It has a lot of African-American history that's tied to baseball, the Negro League teams, nice walks, some old historical trees that are here, that's been here for ages. And so I'm sitting amongst the beech trees and also the pine trees as well. So, yeah.
Oh, that just sounds, that whole sentence of you describing everything just took me to another place. It's so fabulous. It's outstanding. And it's our history there. So that's super important. James, you have had a keen focus on the environment for a long time. Where did this come from? Where did your interest in the environment start to percolate?
So I would say this all the time. It started with my grandparents, Wally Maceo Hollis and Eddie Mae Hollis. But I didn't give them credit from the get-go like I should.
Maybe you didn't know, you know?
I didn't know, but I can definitely say it was one time I was in the middle of a speech and I had to go back and give them credit because it popped in my head out of nowhere in the middle of the speech, and I had to give them all the credit. I used to go down to the country, and this is Yatesville, Georgia, Upson County, and have to spend summers and winters down there with my grandparents. My grandparents had they had a TV, or they had multiple TVs in the house. So 6 channels, 3 of them played twice. I had my Nintendo. I had my CD player.
You had all your stuff.
Yeah, I had a lot of stuff, but far as people, it was just my grandparents and me majority of the time. So my little cousins would come through all the time or once in a while, but then I had a whole bunch of acreage to play in. Long as I stayed in yelling distance, I was good. And my grandfather had pigs, had cows, had chickens. So there was dogs and cats. So I learned how to get along with the animals, play with the animals, play out, use my imagination. In these 50 acres where not only we have our 50 acres, but my great aunt lived next door. And then my great uncle lived next to her.
Wow.
And then this whole street is like over 3 miles and is named after our family, the Hollis family.
I love what you're talking about, this generations of folks living together, along the same, like you said, it's their own street. That's super awesome. And I think that as Black folks, I've seen white people do that, and then they got their own private streets. So that's awesome. Shoots.
Yeah. It's a dope experience, man. It's a dope experience.
And what you're talking about with respect to your grandparents, I unfortunately didn't get a chance to grow up with my paternal grandparents. But when I did meet them at 16, going on 17, it was very similar, a ranch and, the land, a lot of land and, a lot of cattle. And I remember one time I stayed over and I opened up the door the next morning. I said, "Hello, Mrs. Cow, how you doing?" Those cows were like, whoop. They started coming at me. I was screaming, "Uncle, come get me." He was like, "Baby, they don't recognize your voice." I was like, "Okay." That was my experience at 16.
Don't forget to subscribe to The Power to Connect with Angela Ray and follow her on Facebook. You can also stay connected on Twitter and Instagram at angelaray.com.